On the news tonight, President Buhari urges aggrieved Nigerians to allow justice prevail. Our Catholic Church attacked last year to reopen for Easter Sunday. Governor Ademola Adeleke promises to lead by example. South Africa bid to extradite Gupta brothers from United Arab Emirates fails. Good evening. Welcome to the major report. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. As Christians, the world over commemorate the crucifixion and death of Jesus Christ on the cross of Calvary on Good Friday, believers have been admonished to have a sober reflection over their lives and not to allow the death of Jesus Christ to be in vain over their lives. Some clerics in Oshobo who gave the admonition while speaking on the significance of Good Friday noted that the only Christ sacrificed himself for salvation of man. Our reporter Oluchi Amuda now completes the story.
Friday is the Friday before Easter, when Christians all over the world commemorate the suffering, crucifixion, and death of Jesus Christ at Calvary. Speaking in an interview with Osbc News on the significance of the day in Christendom, a cleric, Reverend Femi Abiola, stated that it is one of the most important days in the world when Jesus Christ willingly laid down his life to save humanity and reconcile man to God. Reverend Abiola enjoined Christians to serve God in spirit and in truth so as to truly justify the suffering, death, and resurrection of Christ in their lives.
Good Friday is the most significant day in the Christian calendar. It is a reason for the Christian religion. It's a reason for our salvation. We believe that without the Good Friday, there's no reason or there's nothing that we can hold as an anchor to our faith. Now we call it Good Friday because it brings something good to our own lives, but the pain of Jesus Christ is what we call our own gain today, and because we gain salvation, we call it Good Friday. And it's important for us to celebrate because it will remind us of the price that was paid by the Lord Jesus Christ to redeem mankind from eternal damnation. It will help you to always, put to remembrance that you are living for a purpose, you have been bought with a price, and that you must not live carelessly.
Speaking in the same vein, another cleric, Pastor Olufemi Adetoro, maintained that Jesus did not only conquer death on the cross, but also opened the gate of salvation for humanity and gave them victory over death.
When you look at the word Good Friday, is the day that Jesus was killed for the salvation of a Christendom. Good Friday is the day that they crucified Jesus Christ for the exaltation of the believers after death, that Jesus has died for their sin, that after death there is a place that they will be prepared themselves to go, which is the kingdom of God. That God has sent his only son to die for their sin, so that they will not be guilty, they will not be discouraged, they will not go to hellfire.
The Easter celebration will eventually climax on Sunday with the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. Oluchi Amuda, Osbc News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has described Easter as a season that reminds humans that God can turn an unpleasant situation around. Describing the Easter season as a season commemorating the triumph of life over darkness, the president joined Nigerians and Christians the world over to celebrate Easter, which commemorates the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, signposting his victory over death. President Buhari said this in his last Easter message to citizens of Nigeria as president. He also urged Nigerians who are aggrieved by the outcome of the February 25 and March 18 elections to wait patiently and allow Nigeria's legal system to run its course, urging all Nigerians to continue to be confident in the country for better season ahead. The president said he has been guided by vows he took to keep Nigeria united and prosperous, and counted it a rare privilege to be elected twice in 2015 and 2019. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has charged Christians to use the occasion of the Easter celebration to reflect on the essence of the divine sacrifice by Jesus Christ. This is contained in the governor's Easter message, signed by his spokesperson, Malam Olawale Rashid, noting that Easter impressed on humanity the unquantifiable power of love, tasked Christian faithful to let the valuable essence of Jesus' sacrifice reflect on them all the time. He also charged Christians to hold onto the message of love and compassion, which are the basis of the Easter celebration, saying that with love, people will not only enjoy a peaceful society, but also make the right progress. Governor Adeleke said Easter is a classical example of the power of love through Jesus Christ, who laid his life to save mankind from the consequences of their transgressions. He urged the faithful to imbibe the culture of selfless service to humanity as exemplified by Jesus Christ, advising people to be concerned about the good of each other and show tolerance irrespective of differences. Beneficiaries of Imole free train ride have commended Governor Ademola Adeleke for showing a perfect example of what good governance entails through the continuation of projects and policies of his predecessors aimed at making life more bearable for the people of the state. The beneficiaries, who spoke with Newsman shortly after alighting from the train, noted that the gesture has helped in providing relief for families living outside Osun State to be able to celebrate the Easter festivities with their loved one at home, as well as lessening their financial burdens. The holiday makers arrived at Oshobo Terminal of the Nigerian Railway Corporation Freedom Park area late Thursday night ahead of the Easter celebration through Imole free train. Our reporter, Oluchi Amuda, now completes the story.
Makers arrived at Oshogo Terminal of the Nigerian Railway Corporation in Freedom Park late Thursday night ahead of the Easter celebration through the Imole free train ride. By welcoming the beneficiaries of the Imole train service, which took out from the Ido terminals in Lagos with stopovers in Ogun and Oyo states to pick passengers, the coordinating director of Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Cooperative and Empowerment, Mrs. Kehinde Odedina, who led other officials of the ministry, expressed gratitude to Governor Ademola Adeleke for walking the talk and keeping to his electoral promises of making the welfare of the people utmost priority, adding that Imole free train service has come to stay. She noted that the governor's gesture in approving the free train ride for Osun indigenes in Lagos and other southwest states willing to celebrate Easter festivals with their families in the state will also help in boosting the economic activities in Osun State. She reassured that the ministry will continue to partner Nigeria Railway Corporation in ensuring seamless implementation of the program aimed at providing relief to citizens.
I want to appreciate the governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke, for his magnanimity in putting up this laudable program. In fact, it's a well-packaged, rebranded train service, and people really enjoy it.
In their separate interviews with Osbc News, some of the beneficiaries, including Mr. Samuel Ajetumobi and Mr. Oluniyi Isamotu, were full of appreciation to Governor Ademola Adeleke for ensuring the continuation of the free train ride, as well as the completion of other projects embarked upon by his predecessors, describing the gesture as a hallmark of good governance. They noted that the free train ride helped in lessening their financial burden and provided opportunity to celebrate the Easter holiday with their loved ones.
When we are coming, in fact, it was so sweet. The security is on ground. Everything is okay. No problem at all.
The experience from Lagos to Osun in this train is worthwhile, exciting, interesting, and a huge commendation to the governor of Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke, for providing free movement for people to come over from Lagos to come and celebrate Easter celebration with their friends, family, and relatives over here in Osun State.
The Imolia Free Train is expected to embark on a return trip from Osogbo to Lagos by Monday next week. Oluchi Amuda, Osbc News.
The St. Francis Catholic Church over Ondo State, which was attacked last year by gunmen, will be reopened for worshippers on Easter Sunday. It will be recalled that a total of 41 persons was killed and 69 others injured in an attack that occurred in June last year. Suspect arrested, Bishop of Ondo Catholic Diocese, Bishop Jude Arugundadi, announced the reopening of the church at this year's Christmas Mass as part of activities to mark Easter celebration. According to Bishop Arugundadi, the church has been locked since the attack on worshippers. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Khali Baba, has ordered in-depth security checks and patrols of all public spaces and essential government assets during the Easter festivities. He also ordered commissioners of police and their supervising zonal assistant inspector general of police to ensure efficient deployment of police personnel and operational assets to areas likely to make security threat within their respective areas of responsibility. The IGP also charged all supervising officers that intensive and proactive visibility patrols be carried out at all worship centers, train stations, highways, motor parks, airports, waterways, recreation centers, banks, and other financial institutions, by taking necessary precautions to ensure a crime-free and peaceful environment for religious, cultural, and other social activities and boost the confidence of the general public. According to a statement by the First Public Relations Officer, CSP Olumiwa Adejobi, the IGP directed that all officers and men deployed for the duties must be properly supervised to ensure professionalism and consciousness to law-abiding citizens. Ordered them to be firm and ruthless with criminal elements who might want to take advantage of the festive period to perpetrate their unholy criminal acts. We now go on a commercial break. The major report continues.
1,000. We go wash plate tire. Farabalẹ̀ now.
Madam, hello lówó wa.
Brother, na 3,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ah, 10,000.
These Glo people now, wow, 1,000 naira credit. Now it is also 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Now what go tell?
You're welcome back. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has commended the judiciary in the state for effective administration of justice and maintaining cordial relationship with the executive. The governor gave this commendation at the Ramadan Iftar with judges and accounting officers of ministries, departments and agencies of government at his country home in Ede. Governor's office correspondent Abdurrahim Adekilekun now completes the story.
Speaking at the iftar with judges, magistrates and accounting officers of ministries, departments and agencies, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke commended the judiciary for effective discharge of justice as well as symbiotic working relationship between the executive and judicial arms of government in the state. Senator Adeleke appreciated men of the bench in the judiciary for finding time to perform iftar with him despite their tight schedule.
100 days. After key Osun, call Baba Osun. Osun will be in reference point, very soon. One fed focus. reference point. Àìsàn mú ẹyẹ tọ̀lá kù àti ti gbéga púpọ̀ máa blueprint tàbẹ́ ṣe pé tá a máa ṣe tó jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn máa wá àwọn investors ó ti bá wá sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí ọ̀rọ̀ bí agbára ọlọ́wà tẹ́ kí Ọ̀ṣun kàmájú lọ síwájú.
Delivering his lecture, Dr. Musbauddin Orimadegun from the Federal Polytechnic Ayede in Oyo State said good deeds live after the doers must have transited to eternal life, and their offsprings will reap the benefits of their progenitors, while offsprings of evildoers will also have a taste of the evils of their forefathers. While appreciating the good legacies of late Chief Raji Ayola Adeleke and Senator Isiaka Adetunji Adeleke, Dr. Orimadegun admonished the people to do good for the benefit of mankind, saying that everyone will reap results of their actions and inactions.
Aya is a brutal teacher, and there's one thing about this life, and that is that Aya is governed by principles, not miracles. What you sow, you reap. Whatever anybody sows in life, you will get back as a recompense, as a reward. There is love, karma, retribution, nemesis, catch up. What goes round comes round.
High point of the iftar was the recitation from the Holy Quran by Chief Magistrate Ajala from chapter 2 verse 185, while Justice S.O. Falola read the English translation of the verse. In his welcome address, the Chief of Staff to the Governor Alhaji Kasim Akinleye urged everybody to live in peace and love. He appreciated the judicial officers for coming to break their fast with the Governor and prayed that God will continue to uphold them and bless the state. The iftar was attended by judges, magistrates, permanent secretaries, coordinating directors, as well as the Director General of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Mr. Rashid Folaranmi. It has been Abdurrahim Adekilekun reporting.
Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has expressed the readiness of his administration to wage war against epidemic that may arise as a result of lack of access to potable water. Senator Adeleke stated this
with the Governor Ademola Adeleke's administration, Osun State Community and Social Development Agency (CSDA) and Osun Care have been engaging in some micro projects, including schools renovation and sinking of boreholes to provide potable water supply. The people of Obaile are direct beneficiaries of such projects, as 3 boreholes with reticulations were sunk for them. Commissioning the 3 boreholes with reticulation, Governor of Osun State Senator Ademola Adeleke expressed his concern with the hardship being faced by the people of Obaile to get potable water with ease. Governor Ademola, who was represented by his deputy Prince Kola Adewusi, noted that deadly diseases emanate from dirty and non-potable water. Hence, his administration resolved to do everything possible at ensuring that residents of the state get access to potable water supply. Appreciating the Osun CSDA for a job well done, the governor pledged his readiness to always support its programs and projects across the state. The governor also assured the people of Obaile that all that is needed in fixing their roads will be done.
Gbogbo wa níyà ń bẹ kó dẹ̀ fẹ́ fi dá yín lójú pé a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mẹ́yẹ bọ̀ lápò ni o. Láàrin 100 ọjọ́ ẹ ti rí èrè ìjọba tuntun tó ṣẹ̀ dé nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun.
In her address, the General Manager of Osun State Community and Social Development Agency, Mrs. Funmi Abokede, lauded the humanitarian gesture of Governor Ademola Adeleke in Osun State. Mrs. Abokede noted that the 3 boreholes with reticulations sunk at Obaile are aimed at improving quality of life of residents of the community, noting that the water provided will create true hygienic setting for the people. She called on the beneficiaries to maintain the facilities to provide long-term service to the people living in Obaile community. Earlier in their goodwill messages, the head of Olonda North Local Council Administration, Mr. Rasak Adeyemo, who was represented by Mrs. Dorcas Faremi, and the Coordinating Director of Ministry of Rural and Community Development, Mr. Shegun Ogunrinlade, represented by Mrs. Obiremi, described the project as an attestation to the fact that the people living in the council area will benefit more of democratic dividend. They call on individuals to continue to support Governor Ademola Adeleke's administration. Speaking in the same vein, two leaders of Obaile community, Mr. Taliat and Kunle Ojetola, said that Governor Ademola Adeleke has demonstrated to the world that governance is all about impacting humanity, as Obaile community had requested the boreholes since 12 years ago. They appreciated the governor for remembering Obaile and acceding to their request in just 100 days. From the office of the Deputy Governor, this is Saeed Adevoje reporting.
We now go to our sports segment. Ashisa Oshuala has marked a return to the Super Falcons with a goal as they edged 2023 Women's World Cup debutant Haiti 2-1 in an international friendly in Antalya, Turkey today. The last time Oshuala made an appearance for the Falcons was in July at the 2022 Women's World Cup of Nations. Also back in the team was Desire Oparanose, who came in for scorer of the Falcons' first goal against Haiti, Esther Okoronkwo. The Falcons have now won back-to-back games after ending at 7 straight defeats in a 1-0 win against Costa Rica at this year's Revelation 4-Nation Cup Invitational Tournament in Mexico in February. Oshuala thought she had broken the deadlock on the 27th minute after the Haiti keeper dropped a shot from the goal was disallowed for offside, but in the 48th minute, the Falcon threw Okoronkwo, whose direct kick close to the edge of the box went straight into the net. In the 58th minute, Oshuala made it 2-0 from a goalman scramble after Haiti failed to clear their lines. South Africa's bid to have two brothers from the wealthy Gupta family extradited from the United Arab Emirates has failed. Details of this and other foreign stories are packaged by Abdul Jalil at the BC of our foreign desk.
Atu and Rachel Gupta are accused in South Africa of profiting from their close links with former President Jacob Zuma and exerting unfair influence. The Justice Ministry said it had learned with shock and dismay about the move. The brothers, who deny any wrongdoing, fled after a judicial commission began probing a major corruption scandal. The Indian-born Guptas were arrested in the United Arab Emirates and extradition talks with South Africa began, but a court in the UAE rejected the extradition application on a technicality. A military tribunal in the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, Kinshasa, has sentenced 6 men to life in prison for murdering Italy's ambassador in 2021. The public prosecutors had originally sued the dead Abu Bakr Adin, said chiefs would not have to stop at the Saudi Red Sea port of Jeddah for security checks for the first time since the Saudi-led coalition intervened in Yemen in 2015. The announcement signals progress in peace talks with the Houthi rebel groups in the north and follows the easing of restrictions on commercial goods entering the Houthi-led western port of Udeida main seaport. Abdul Jalil at DBC Osbc News.
The report here again are the main points. President Muhammadu Buhari has urged aggrieved Nigerians to allow justice prevail. Our Catholic Church attacked last year to reopen for Easter Sunday. Governor Ademola Adeleke has promised to continue to lead by example. He made a promise at the iftar with judges and accounting officers of ministry departments and agencies. South Africa's bid to extradite the Gupta brothers from United Arab Emirates failed. That ends the major report on Osbc TV. It was edited by Michael Adeni. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Thank you for being there. Good night.